and welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Bros. This is Big Baby Ben.
Juice Black.
Troy Black, baby.
Let's get it tonight. Tonight we got a very special guest and Rafael Quintero. How's it going tonight, man?
Pretty good, man. Just here at home chilling at the moment. How about you guys?
Doing pretty good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, man?
So I'm Rafael Quintero. I'm a wrestler from the Illinois area. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, it's basically
Okay, all right. Well, go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and step in on this one. If y'all don't know who this man is, y'all definitely got to check him out on the Instagram. This is Rafael Quintero. This man has the moves that Ricochet wish he did, and he has the body that Braun Breaker wish he did. This man moves faster and more agile than almost any other wrestler I've seen. And when I watched his match at HAW, and this is no disrespect against Theseus, but like this man carried that man's match. He carried the whole fucking match. I watched him live. He popped out the curtain. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And then he got in the ring. And the next thing you know, I'm clapping for this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man he definitely had the energy, the vibe, the moveset, everything else to go along with it. So if nobody knows who this man is, y'all definitely need to figure out who this man is because he's going to be something here quick.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that a lot.
Hell yeah, man.
So how did you get into wrestling?
Credit is earned.
So I was actually a sponsored BMX rider before I started wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only a lot of people don't know this, but I'm only 9 months in wrestling. I'm still new. I haven't even made a year yet.
I can't even tell.
So I was a BMX rider for a bit. I was doing competition, all that shit. There was a point in my life where I got tired of it, and I looked and wanted to just give up on chasing anything. And then I had a conversation with my roommate that really changed my life and made me pursue wrestling. And then 2 months into training, I had my first match, and then now we're here.
Nice. Where'd you train out of?
I train out of CSW.
CSW. Okay. So how was that? Describe to me what that was like. Paint me a picture.
When I first started training, I remember I hit him up, Boz, which is the trainer at CSW. He's known all around the world as Steve Boz, the superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit him up once about it. We talked on the phone, and I never went. I was supposed to go in that Thursday, and I just never went because I was nervous. I was fucking scared. And I legit just didn't go. And then a couple of weeks later, I had this conversation with my roommate, and then that changed everything. So I hit him up again, and I was like, hey, sorry for not going in that Thursday. I was like, can I come in this week? And he's like, yeah, for sure. And just that one practice, I walked in. And before I walked in, I was on their Instagram page. So I saw a lot of these wrestlers on their Insta page. So when I walked in, I saw a lot of them there outside of their character. So it was like seeing them for them. And I was there, and legit out that when they were practicing doing stuff, it made me go like, I feel like I can do that. I've always been very athletic, and I've always caught on to stuff real quick. So like when they were having practice, I just wanted to get in the ring already, but I wasn't allowed yet. And then next week came in, and then I joined, and then ever since then I've been on a daily mission, I guess, just to like pursue my dream and just keep training, working hard, and just keep going with it.
So what was it like, week one of training versus, your last week of training?
Week one was like catching on to everything, getting taught how to hit the ropes, do rolls, bumps. And like I was catching on to all that very, very fast. And so that was kind of like easy for me, but I also am one that like I love learning new stuff. That's why to this day I don't miss practice. Like I still go train because to me it's important to train. To me, if I don't train, I'm just lazy. Like I give myself such a hard time if I miss practice. Like to me, I have to keep grinding. So like I just like training. Training's so fun to me.
So you're based out of Chicago?
No, actually, I was born in Shenandoah County, Virginia, actually, but I was only there for a little bit. I moved out to Belvedere, Illinois, kind of close to Rockford. I don't know if you guys know about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then from there, I moved out to my parents' house, and then a year later, I ended up over here in the suburbs of Chicago.
Nice.
What would you describe your style of wrestling?
I don't know. I feel like speed. Definitely Lucha Libre. I love Lucha Libre. Most are Hispanic, so I feel like it's in my blood to do that. I'd say a hybrid of like Lucha, fast pace, very like flippy here and there, and just yeah, I'd say that. I'd say Lucha is probably my best way.
Let's
I'd
not
say
forget that
Lucha mix of
nasty insecurity.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
about
yeah,
to
yeah.
bring that up actually. That nasty
So I'd say
little
like
front flip into the ropes and the back flip and the instiguri, bro. That's something all in itself.
yeah, I'd say it's like Lucha and like American mixed together. I guess that's the best way to explain it.
I
Fast,
like
hard
it.
hitting, I guess.
I like it.
Big baby.
So how does locker room morale affect performance some nights?
I tend to just kind of when I go to the locker room, I tend to know a lot of people there, so I'm very friendly with everybody. I never really tend to sit there and like just dislike somebody. So like when I'm in the locker room, I'm just chilling, enjoying my time. I actually have a lot of time in the locker room with a lot of wrestlers.
Okay.
Half the time when it's time, I'm usually just getting ready. So when it's almost time for me to go up and I got to go in gorilla and get ready, it's a different level. It's a different moment. It's a different feeling when you're sitting there and your music hits and you're like, oh shit, it's time.
So
It's
describe.
time.
I was just say, describe to me. What is there any like normal ritual that you do before every match? Like, tell me what it feels like, man. When the music hits and you got to walk out that curtain and you see the crowd.
So in the locker room, before I go out, I always backflip because I can do a backflip standing up. So I always backflip. And I always pray. I legit do a backflip. After I do a backflip, I sit down. I get on my knees. I pray a little bit. Then I put whatever entrance gear I'm wearing that night, wet my hair out, and just jump up a little bit. Yell. Sometimes I yell a lot. Actually, I'll yell, and then once I hear my music hit, it's time to go out.
Dude, to be in the back room of the locker room has to be crazy. Like, there's people doing push-ups, you're doing backflips and praying. Like, there's people over there screaming. Like, that has to be an insane environment. It has to be really good. I
Yeah,
assume
it
that
is.
everybody, is really supportive of everybody and whatnot.
Yeah, the vibe is always. I love the vibe of wrestling, James. Wrestling locker rooms. I think it's cool as fuck. To be honest, it's just I don't even know how to explain it. It's just dope. I guess it's like one thing that I really enjoy about it.
So with wrestling, what would you describe as the most important part of training prior to a match?
I guess like the most important part of training to me, in my opinion, the most important part of training is like training and actually like going hard at it. Like don't just half-ass things. Like actually do it with purpose. Do it with like you want it. Like if you gotta pay rent tomorrow, you gotta do it hard. Like you gotta go for it, not just half-ass shit.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. I feel that completely. So, do you like scout out your opponents before your matches? Do you practice with your opponents, or do you just kind of wing it?
So usually, like I'll watch some of their matches, or if I've seen them work before, I'm like, all right, I know what to expect, or I'll start thinking about like ideas for the match and stuff like that. But usually, if I don't know them, sometimes I show up to multiple times I show up to shows I don't know who I'm working, and then we get there and we start cooking stuff up, and then the match goes on, and then something I always enjoy about that actually.
Okay, okay, okay. So, I had done a little bit of snooping. August 27th of this year, you became tag team champion. Do you still hold that belt?
Yes, I am a tag team champion at JWA. I just defended them actually that this past Saturday, and we're still
Okay,
champions this day.
okay, okay. So, how did that match go?
When we won them, or like this match,
Uh, Both.
both. So when we won them, that was my first belt ever won.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even a year in, so like to me, it was cool. It was cool. It was a really great
That's a big
feeling.
deal. That's a big.
Mhm.
That's
That's
a big deal.
Facts.
part of me just wanted to take a photo with the belt, just to be like, yeah, I won the belt. But like, I think it's
Uh-huh.
pretty cool because it's a different vibe to hold that belt. Because like, we're all wrestling fans, so like, we all once when we were little kids grabbed like a fake WWE belt and like walked out of our room and was like, yeah, showing it off, and it's like it's basically doing that, but in real life now. So I feel like that's really cool to me. And then this weekend we defended the belts and we retained them, and I think in a great match. And to me, it's always a pleasure to come out with those belts. It's a different feeling, definitely.
Of course.
So, since joining wrestling, you said 9 months ago. Like, how many different promotions have you actually wrestled for?
I've wrestled for a lot, to be honest. Lately, I haven't reached out to as many because I feel like I'm still new, where I'm like, just enjoy what you're getting. I tend to get booked a lot, so at the moment, there's a lot of promotions that still go to back every time, a lot of them, and then there's moments where like there's a new promotion. Like when you guys first saw me, that was HAW. That was my debut, actually. I've never been to HAW. I've just heard of them, but I will be going back there sooner than expected. So yeah,
Ooh.
it's a different feeling to go to different promotions. I actually like that a lot. So
So
yeah,
I know.
but
I was gonna say. So I know that you're not really allowed to say too much, but will we see you before the end of the year again?
I guess we'll wait and see. I'm not gonna answer that.
Okay. That's fair. I'll give you that one. It's just because, man, when I seen it, I'm like, who is this guy? Like, because I've only been to like one or two HAW shows before that, and like I said, I had never seen you on the roster, so I'm like, who is this guy? What is he capable of? And then I seen you in the ring, and I'm like, holy shit, this is actually happening. Like, someone is actually really capable of doing this shit. This is nuts.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. I feel like
I had no idea where you're gonna end up in the ring the next time, and that was just on your own cause. Like, this man is all over.
I
So,
appreciate
like,
that a
yeah,
lot
man,
because
keep it up.
sometimes showing up to a new crowd, you're afraid of like, what if these people don't fuck with me? You know, that's like I guess that's like the biggest fear. And sometimes you got to work the crowd, and I feel like you hearing you say that means a lot. And also when I was out there, like hearing the crowd chant my name, I'm like, all right, I did my job. You know,
Oh, one of them
these
was
people
me.
know me.
one
Yeah,
of them was
like
me.
yeah, that means I did my job as like trying to get the people to know me.
I'm like, okay, this man came through, and he's for real. Cause like, I've seen other HAW shows, and it's nothing against HAW or any other wrestlers, but I have seen some technically supposed to be more intense matches, I guess, like a fatal 4-way. I've seen some of those. I've seen certain tag teams, and I'm like, okay, they deliver. But when it was your match, I'm like, wow, I have literally no idea what the fuck is going to happen next. I have no idea what this man is going to do next. I have no idea who's going to win this. It was insane. It was insane. That's damn near almost main event level, to be honest with you. In
Thanks,
my
man.
opinion, I feel like you should go for like bigger championships.
Dude, I
So is
appreciate
there,
that a lot. I feel like that day the crowd only saw like the tip of the iceberg of Quintero. I feel like you guys haven't seen the more crazier stuff I'm capable of. So I feel like it was my debut, so I couldn't just go all out. You know, you gotta give the crowd like just a little taste of what you're capable of, not the
Well,
whole thing. You know,
well,
so
I'm the analyst of the team, so I do most of the digging and most of the hard work. When it comes to like figuring out scenes behind back behind the scenes about the wrestlers. When it comes to like digging on them, yeah. So I've watched your work for a while. As soon as I started following you from the day I seen you at that show, I've been watching your work for a while.
thanks,
So
man. I
like
appreciate
I've
that a
been
lot.
seeing everything on Instagram possible, everything on Facebook possible. I've done a lot of digging. And that's why I stand behind what I say when I'm like, yeah, this guy's gonna be something. He's definitely gonna be something.
would you
Thanks, man. I
say
really
there's a
appreciate that.
specific wrestler that you base your style off of, or is there a wrestler you idolize?
Well, my number one favorite wrestler will always be Jeff Hardy because, like, I was a kid. I was just that, yeah, that was just that one dude that caught my attention. That's what got me into wrestling. At the moment, my top three, I'd say is like I'm a big fan of Bandito. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I'm a big fan of Bandito. I wouldn't say I base my stuff on people, but I do tend to like see little things where I'm like, well, I can do that in my way. You know, I don't like to be a copy of what I want.
Of course.
Bandito's one of my favorites. Kota Ibushi is one of my favorites. Um, I have so many favorites. I'm a big fan of lucha and just like Japanese strong style and American. I love any style of wrestling because I feel like that's what makes wrestling wrestling. You know, but I say Bandito's one of my favorites. Kota Ibushi, Phoenix. There's like so many. Oh, lately I've been a big fan of Dragon Lee. I really fuck with the
Okay.
shit he does at SmackDown. I think he's a pretty
Okay.
good dude. I've seen his stuff in the Indies, and he was the shit back in the day. So it's great to see him there. But I
Okay.
am a big fan of like the lucha-based wrestling.
All right. All right. How do you feel about Axion in NXT?
Oh, I think he's a pretty dope dude. I've seen his stuff
Yes.
before when he was a kid, but
Yes.
I think seeing him now is pretty badass. I kind of see where that goes.
That's my dude. That's my guy. I can't wait to see him become something. I believe that will be the next Ricochet in the WWE for real. For real.
So what's
Oh,
your
yeah.
thoughts on the current U.S. champ Rey Mysterio?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Rey Mysterio. I feel like, dude, I'm such a mark for him. Like, I have a figure of him that I just got recently, and I just love it. Like, I think Rey Mysterio is the definition of like the GOAT of lucha because everyone knows him. You don't need to
Definitely.
explain anything. The moment you see his mask, you know who it is. You know, he
Yep.
went from being like Rey Mysterio, which means like king of the mysterious. He doesn't even have to show that anymore because he's just him. He's that guy. So
Mhm.
like Rey Mysterio to me is the GOAT. I also like I'm actually a big fan of Santos Escobar because he was big when he was in AAA before he got signed when he was El Hijo del Fantasma. He was also King Cuerno in Lucha Underground. I also love Lucha Underground. And he was actually really good. So I'm great to see him in WWE. I want to see where he's capable of there because he was huge when he was outside of WWE.
I agree. However, I do think that he deserves a little bit more of a push than what he's gotten. I feel like his skills are somewhat slightly outshined.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's outshined is even the right word. It's just like
Yeah.
it's because his skills are his own, which is completely different from Rey Mysterio. But since he's with Rey Mysterio, I believe it kind of gets pushed to the
Everybody
back
froze.
a bit.
Yeah. I will
That's-
say the same with that. I do feel like he'll win the United States belt soon, though. I'm starting feeling he is going to. But yeah, I'd agree on that one.
Out of everything, I was kind of hoping that there was going to be a little bit of something to what Grayson Waller had said one time when he said that Santos wanted that, title from Rey Mysterio. I would have loved to see kind of like a heel storyline turn in, Santos just for him to get that push, just for him to get that, that championship gold. Because I feel like he definitely deserves it. He's carried a whole team of people for years now, so he definitely deserves it. So that's probably
definitely.
that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I also feel like there'll probably be like a match where it's like he kind of hands down the throne to him, if that makes sense. Like he'll be like, you know what, like here's like Rey Mysterio will probably lose to him, but like
Handing the
it's like,
torch.
handing the torch to Santos or Dragon Lee.
Yeah, or Dragon Lee, but I feel like that would be kind of a slap in the face to Santos a little bit. Just a
that
little
would.
bit.
You think Rey Mysterio's opponent, Crown Jewel, stands a chance? Logan Paul.
Ooh,
No, but I do think that's probably gonna be a pretty wild match. I think people can say whatever they want about Logan, but I think he's a very athletic dude. Where like the stuff he does makes you go like, damn, he's Logan Paul, but that was pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Me and Big Baby were kind of talking about it earlier today, and we were just thinking like it might be beneficial to business in a way if Logan Paul wins. I mean, granted, yeah, he got into the WB because of his star power, but people volunteered to train this man because of his star power. So
Yeah,
it's only a matter of time till this man wins gold. Like he only appears on pay-per-views and the biggest pay-per-views of the year at that. He appears at like maybe one or two pay-per-views throughout the year. Then he appears at WrestleMania. That's how it's been since the man has stepped foot into the WWE. And
I do see him winning a belt one day.
I see it happening very soon. Very soon. I just don't
Like
know
Crown Jewel soon?
If I feel like something's gonna happen at Crown Jewel in the match to where it might be a rematch or to where, he might, retain. But I feel like something's gonna happen at Crown Jewel which will lead it to WrestleMania for sure. Absolutely. I mean, shit. I mean, in the last match he fucking was in, didn't he cheat with brass knuckles?
Yeah.
So that's all it takes is just one cheating moment to happen, and then boom, people are gonna be fucking pissed, and it's gonna put butts in seats, and they can push it out all the way out to WrestleMania.
Putting a smile on Judas Black's face every time he wins.
Ha ha ha! No. Nah, hell no. I don't. I know Logan Paul. He's an athletic dude. He's amazing in the ring. But I just don't like the guy.
Shut the fuck up, Billy. We all know you're a fucking. We all know that you're a fucking Logan Paul stroker. All right.
No.
The Maverick.
Just like you fucking man, you ride the shit out of Roman Reigns too.
I'll go ahead, Billy. Ask your question about Rachel
Go ahead,
Reigns.
Billy. Ask your.
What's
fucking
your
question.
thoughts on Roman Reigns?
I think he's the face of WWE. And I think what he's doing, there's a reason why he's doing it. I think he does a good job at it, and yeah, he's the face of WWE. I think what he's doing, he's that guy. I don't know what else to say. He's that
What do you
guy.
think of him as a performer? Do you think he does great in his matches, or?
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. I feel like there's a reason why he's at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a reason why when he switched to WWE, he's the face of it. It's like John Cena back in the day.
Yep.
Okay, shut the fuck up, Billy. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yep, you were fucking right. Yep, there he goes. Put the fucking finger in the air.
I told you. I called it.
I've been calling this since he's been winning every match. He ain't losing it yet. He ain't losing it yet.
Whatever. So, are you a single wrestler?
Relationship wise, or like,
Well, no.
Yeah. No. Relationship wise. Because, like, I just always wondered, I've noticed with a lot of, like, wrestlers in the WWE and stuff, like, they're married. So I just always wonder if it's easier to be a single wrestler, or is it like more, or I don't know, could you make it work if you're in a relationship with someone when you're on the road so much, or is it just easier to be single until you get to that point where you get married?
I personally have not experienced it yet. I've not dated anybody at the moment since I've been wrestling. I personally like to be single just because I get to enjoy what I'm doing in life, and I get to have my mind set on the one thing I want. I guess you can say I have tunnel visions to what I want, and there's only one. My mind's only stuck on one thing, and that's it. I don't have to worry about like trying to love somebody on the side or like text somebody, So I'm focused on the mission, and I feel like that's why I like being single. In my opinion, I personally I think it's for the best, But once in a while we'll see a chick, and then we'll talk, and then like I'm just like, you know what? I don't have time for this shit. I'd rather be doing what I love. So like that's kind of how I am.
Understandable. Completely understandable. Completely.
So
I've always wondered how that goes.
Specific match style or type that you actually like better than others, or?
I think my matches, I really, really enjoy a face versus face match because I think that's matches that can go wild. But I guess that would be my favorite.
Okay. Big Baby, you got a question?
Is there any wrestlers on the circuit that you want to face?
Like in the indie scene here in the area?
Yes, sir.
I feel like a lot of the ones I've already faced. I guess one that I could always run it back with, or someone that had to run it back at HAW would be like Xavier Sky. I feel like me and him have really good chemistry together, so we can face whenever. There's a guy at Galley named Bandolero that I'd love to face. I'm such a mark for him. Other than that, yeah, I'd say I feel like I faced everyone I wanted, but there's more. I guess like in the big name scene, there's a lot of wrestlers I want to wrestle, but like here in the indie scene, I say Xavier Scott would be one to do that. I'll face him again and again and again.
So how easy is it to get booking for wrestling events?
It's not easy, you have to. Sometimes you get reached out. Sometimes it's word of mouth. People tell somebody else about you. But I feel like it just depends on who you are. And I feel like it depends on the promoter as well. But yeah, I'd say it's hard. I'd say it's in the middle.
So is it a matter of like booking with the management, or is it like, if you and another wrestler, let's say you guys agreed that, he's on a different wrestling promotion, you're on your own wrestling promotion, and you wanted to wrestle him, how do you guys go about that?
I feel like you can ask the promoter if you're cool with them, I guess. But I feel like I don't know, that's kind of hard to say, I guess. It just depends what promotion you are in. But there's some promotions where, like, I've been to and I've asked for somebody, and they'll make it happen. It just depends how cool you are with the guy or how they roll, too.
Okay.
Is there a specific promotion that you like better than the others that you prefer to wrestle for, or?
Ooh.
I love wrestling at Galley because Galley gave me my first match. I'd say
Okay.
Galley and CSW are my favorite places to wrestle at. CSW is my home promotion, and I'm new to the main card now, so I think that's one place that you guys should always go check out. I think CSW is a place to be and go watch their shows, their storylines.
Yep.
They're all great. Galley is a lucha company. I love those, but those are my top two favorites. I love those places to there.
Okay. So where's Galley based out of? Is that based out of Chicago as well?
Yeah, it's based around everywhere. To be honest, it once like home. Its home promotion was like Villa Park at one point, but now it's changing. So, but yeah, I think those shows are everywhere.
Okay. Okay.
And then
Nice.
CSW is just in Franklin Park.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Baby,
So I got the first surprise question of the night.
here we go.
What is your top 3 Canadian wrestlers?
Canadian?
Yes,
Difficult
sir.
hard fought.
Fuck,
I don't
bro.
even I
So
don't even
fucking
know that
specific.
many Canadian.
You can take a minute and
No,
think
Kenny
about it.
Omega's Canadian, isn't he?
Who?
Omega's Canadian, isn't he?
I'm sorry, you still like
You're cutting out.
Isn't Kenny Omega Canadian?
I don't know.
Let me look real quick.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
I'm
doing.
pretty sure. I think he is.
If I were to
Yes,
pick
he
two
is.
Canadians, I'm gonna
He
go
is Canadian.
So I'd put Kenny
Ooh.
Omega first because I'm a
Yep.
big fan of Kenny Omega stuff. I think he's top level GOAT. I don't know that many. I don't know that many Canadian wrestlers. I'd put Chris Jericho there because I feel like he's a very good technical wrestler. And
Rated R
who
Superstar.
else? Yeah, I guess we'll put Edge there. Yeah. I guess we'll put Edge there.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Edge right off
Oh,
the
actually,
bat.
yeah, I'll take that back. Yeah, I'll put Omega, Jericho, and Sami Zayn. I actually really like Sami Zayn stuff.
And if I was gonna pick a female, it'd probably be Maurice because that's the only Canadian female wrestler I know.
I got Edge, Bret Hart, and then Chris Jericho.
Oh fuck, you're right. The fucking Hart brothers are Canadian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Canadian as fuck. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I forgot to.
Hey, when you get put on the spot, sometimes it makes it hard to remember certain things.
Yeah, for real. I didn't even know what the hell to say at that moment. I just knew Kenny Omega. I was like, I'm pretty sure that dude's Canadian.
He's for sure Canadian.
So how did you pick your wrestling gimmick?
I feel like I have no gimmick at the moment. I feel like I'm just quintero and I do my moves. But I think that's my biggest struggle now. I'm still new and it comes with time. But that's one thing I do want to do. I want to find a character to find, or like, I guess, like, or just that, like everyone has like that name, like the Radar Superstar Edge, the Phenomenal One AJ Styles, like kind of have that little, what's it called? Just that name, that comes before the wrestler's real name. But I feel like I just haven't found that yet, and I'm still searching for it. So at the moment, I'm just Quintero.
I don't know, man. I kind of like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's it's pretty dope. Like it's almost like Keith Lee. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just there. Like Daniel Bryan. Like it's
It
just
naturally
there.
falls in place.
Yeah, some people literally have their name just fall in place.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I'm saying. Like it just comes with time. Like I feel like one day someone's gonna tell me one nickname, and I'm like, yep, that's it. Like my friends just told me, like, you should go as a smoking gun, and I was like, nah, dude, I feel like that's just cringy. It doesn't sound right.
Don't go
So
as
like,
smoking gun, bro. This is not the '90s or early 2000s.
I feel like it would be cool. I guess my style is like a smoking gun, but I'm like, nah, I gotta find something better.
Like
So
yeah.
there was a specific brand, like if you make it big times, obviously, you get way up there and stuff. Is there a specific like brand or a promotion you would like to try to get into?
I'd like to go to NXT and train there and get better, and then I'd go to WWE. I love WWE, and I feel like that's that one thing I watched as a little kid, and I think that'd be the goal. I don't really talk as much about my goals and making it big, but I guess like that would be the one.
So if you ended up on Raw or SmackDown, which one would you choose?
I like SmackDown just because I always liked SmackDown as a little kid.
Really?
Yeah, I always liked SmackDown as a kid because I had like Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Raw, I only liked it because it got the Hardy Boys in it. But like, I'm a big fan of the Hardy Boys. But I guess I'd be SmackDown just because I always like the blue brand.
I'm not gonna lie. When I think of Raw, I thought of Randy Orton back in the day. Like
Fact.
Yeah, Randy Orton or John Cena would be there. Like those are the top guys.
that's directly who I thought. It was like, oh, Monday Night Raw. Oh yeah, that's Randy Orton. He wouldn't be anywhere else.
Don't forget Triple H.
Triple H as well, of course. Of fucking course, Triple H too. You can't forget about them. DX was like major on Raw. Major on Raw.
So
I don't know. My favorite Triple H stint was when he was with Ric Flair.
Your favorite what?
My favorite Triple H stint of his career is when he was with Ric Flair.
Really?
He was dominant. Championship after championship, victory after victory. There was no stopping him then.
I like the game Triple H. So,
dude, no one even like wants to hear what you have to say, bro. You're a John Cena and Roman Reigns fan. How you gonna like two people that beefed with each other? Like, nigga, that don't make no sense, bro. It makes no sense, bro. Your opinion holds no weight right now. You need to go
So what
put your hat-
about TNA offering CM Punk official contract?
I never was a big fan of CM Punk, even when he did wrestle for WWE. So I don't know.
fucking
I don't really
God.
look into that. I just don't care.
Someone fucking agrees with me. I'm like, I really don't give a shit. As long as he's not going back to the WWE, I don't really give a fuck. Just
I
don't
thought it was
fucking
cool
come
to see
back
him
to the good way.
return. Like I thought it was cool. I got goosebumps from watching that, but I never was a fan of him.
No. And yeah, he will make a major pop. Yeah, he would make a major pop at Survivor Series in Chicago. But who gives a fuck? Because after he makes that major pop, then what do you do with him? Because there's nothing left for him to do in the WWE. There's no positions for him to be besides just being a fucking wrestler. So if he has a problem with anything besides being a wrestler, then there's no point in having CM Punk even signed. It's just going to be a waste of money, which the UFC doesn't like to do.
no, they do not.
Dana White's tight with the wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Once it comes down to Conor McGregor.
So I'm glad somebody fucking finally agrees with me on this shit, because like I really, really don't really care. I just really don't care for the guy. He's always been like a mid-card level wrestler to me in my eyes. Like in my eyes, CM Punk was never main card worthy. I know, Big Baby, you say he cuts good promos, but I mean, there's plenty of people enough to do that.
If he couldn't cut the promos that he did, he wouldn't have been on top. Let's just be serious.
Yeah,
I still don't think he deserved to be on top regardless of the promos he cut. I've seen better promos from people in NXT. So
he had too much attitude backstage, and that leads to a question, Quintero. How do you think attitude affects being able to get into a promotion and whatnot?
Well, yeah, I think being professional is going to take you far in life. I feel like when you act like when you act unprofessional, you don't deserve to be in places. There's just people who would kill to be in those positions.
have you ever encountered someone like, I'm gonna be real, have you ever encountered someone that just kind of just acted like they were just like, their shit don't stink and that they were just better than the promotion?
I feel like every wrestling place has someone like that who has a big head. I just mind my own business. I just don't give a shit,
I figured. So when you're in the ring and let's say like, let's say you lost a few matches, you know what I'm saying? Like you lost a little bit of motivation. How do you recover that back?
I always, every time I feel something bad or something went wrong, the first thing that comes to my mind is always, let's train harder. It's never, I fucking hate this. It's never like I give up. No, it's always let's train harder. Because in life, if you want something, you're gonna make it happen regardless. There's no excuses.
I feel it. So you're able to bounce back from that pretty quickly.
Yeah, I always look at it as just like, let's just train, man.
Okay.
There's always room for improvement.
So do you have like a specific like training partner or anything else like that you like train with? Do you have like a favorite person that you train with?
There used to be a dude. I still train with him once in a while. He's just not there as much. He's in the scene. He goes in the indie scene as FXB. That's one dude I started with, so like it's the dude I can always train with and stuff.
And what about your tag team partner?
Pancho, he doesn't really train as much anymore. I just kind of see him there at that one promotion.
Okay, so you guys don't really like go over like your tag team moves or anything like that before a
Oh yeah,
match?
we do. That's usually on the day of the show. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I've seen quite a few dudes, quite a few people do that. That's why I ask. Like some people train, weeks coming up to their match, and some people don't. It just kind of depends. It just
Yeah.
literally just depends. So, when you get into a match, when you step into a ring with someone that you've never stepped in the ring with, how do you deal with chemistry?
I feel like that's just how the match goes. Like you never know. Some people you go with really good, some people you don't, and some people they're just there. But I actually love wrestling people who I don't know. I enjoy that a lot. When it's somebody that I already know, I feel like it's just like practice.
Okay, okay.
I honestly prefer wrestling people I don't know. I feel like then I get to see what I've been trained. I get to see what I've been taught.
Is there any specific part of like training when you're training in the ring and stuff that is more important than any other parts that's going to help you when you get out there to perform?
Conditioning.
Okay.
I can see that. The conditioning fucking sucks.
Makes
The
sense.
conditioning fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So is there any type of like specific diet or type of like workout regimen that you do?
Um, I work out a lot. I work out 5 days a week. I tend to eat very healthy, very high protein stuff. I tend to eat pretty high carbs too, so I'm trying to gain more weight. But nah, I eat the same shit every day basically.
Okay, okay. So what would you say is like the proper diet regimen for what you're doing as a wrestler?
I personally don't know if it's like, cause I learned a lot of my shit from asking like my trainer and like just seeing stuff online. So I wouldn't say follow my rules because I don't know if they're right. They work for me, but I don't know if they're right. I tend to eat the same thing every day. So like to me, I enjoy it. So
Is there like specific type of meat that's better? You feel that's better to be eating than?
I eat a fuckload of salmon. That's like my favorite. I eat a shitload of that actually. Same with
I've never
tuna.
tried salmon before.
No, I eat a
So
lot. That shit's high in protein.
okay. Sure. Big baby, got another surprise question?
I know
I
you
do
do.
got a surprise question. Yes, I
I
do.
know you do.
Did the Undertaker need Kane when Kane came in early in his career?
That was like newer to me, so I feel like I didn't really see that as much when I was growing up. That was before my time, but I'm a big fan of Kane and Undertaker. I'm a big fan of like those like horror gimmicks. Like I'm a big fan of Bray Wyatt, rest in peace. But like I love all that stuff. So like
Mm-hmm. Brothers of Destruction, they were a great team. I think it was a good idea for them to both be there.
yeah, they're definitely like a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I definitely agree. I think Brothers of Destruction is exactly what the WWE needed when they fucking needed it. Like they 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 took the world by storm, and they literally had the whole world convinced that Kane and the Undertaker were literally brothers. Like I
Yep.
didn't know that they weren't brothers until I was an adult, bro. Like I
Yeah.
thought they were legit brothers. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, they took the world by storm. Kane came in exactly when the world needed Kane because things were dying off in the WWE, and Kane was the right amount of sauce that they needed to make that chemical X to make everything pop. Because
Definitely.
when you added Kane to the WWE, things got real. Things got really real for a long time.
Absolutely. You know, the Kane, the Undertaker, and Paul Bearer, it's like they piecing them together was like piecing together the perfect family idea. It just fit perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
That classic Kane moment when he came down when he debuted, when it was Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker in Hell in a Cell and ripped that door off and entered that ring. I was like, holy shit.
Yep. That changed that not only I feel like made a milestone and a marker in WWE, but it also changed things for Hell in a Cell in general. Like now you've seen different ways that people were ripping the doors off and getting inside the Hell in a Cell and shit.
They
So
actually invented the Hell in a Cell for Kane.
So like, yeah, it made the Hell in a Cell different. It made it very different. It elevated and it evolved the whole entire match just off of one person and one of their motions and decisions. So I loved it. I think
Absolutely.
they're definitely well needed.
Yep.
Have you ever thought about, because I don't know, because you said that your tag team partner doesn't really train as much. I don't know if he's taking a hiatus or whatnot. But so how do you feel about being in a tag team versus in a singles match?
It's different. Tag teams, you kind of like you have a spot here and there, and then like sometimes you can just be chilling on the side, and then like same with 6-man, and then like the singles are in the ring 24/7. So I feel like I enjoy singles more, but a tag team match is fun.
Okay. So from what I'm hearing, it sounds more like you enjoyed the singles because it's more of like focus on your skills and your work and your gimmick and just yourself. But I mean, when you want to take a little bit of break, tag teams is the way to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right.
So
So
do
what's your
you work a regular job outside this, or is it just you just wrestling right now?
Yeah, I work a regular job on the outside.
Okay.
So what would you say is like your worst botch moment or worst moment in the ring with another opponent?
I think it was like one of my first matches. I went for a springboard in the inside, and I kind of slipped through, and then like it was fixed right away where it was like nobody really noticed it. But that's kind of it basically. Like I've even had moments where things didn't go perfectly, but I used to shit on myself a lot for them. But now I'm just kind of like I still do to this day. But I'm always like, you know what, man, don't just practice. Practice makes perfect.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It seems like you take a lot of pride in your work and your your abilities and whatnot, bro. You seem like you focus on it and you try to your hardest capabilities. I like that.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
like that.
There's no reason to half-ass stuff. You can do it. Do it.
You know
If you
what I'm saying?
want it, you want it.
And you're pretty humble about it too. You're pretty humble about it. You're not like super cocky or arrogant about it. Like you're pretty humble about it. But you're also like, at the same time, I'm not gonna like forget the performance that I have seen and the performance that I have been watching for a few days now. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be humble, but also at the same time, bro, you're no joke. You're no motherfucking joke. So yeah, you can be all soft spoken and humble, but I've seen you. You know what I'm saying? I've watched you. I see what you do in that ring. I see what you do in that ring, bro. And you keep, like I said, you keep doing what you're doing. You're definitely gonna make it exactly where you want to be.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot more than you know, man.
So what's
So
your
what?
thoughts on the current HAW Midwest champion, AMB?
R&B, I met him through. Well, I knew about him before because he was a PWX dude, and like I saw him, and then I met him at Galley because he started going there, and and then I was there when he won that belt. But I think he's a pretty good dude. He's a cool dude. And I still have not faced him. I faced him in scrambles, but I've never faced him 1-on-1. I think that'd be a cool match.
Yeah, that would definitely be a cool match. See you two go at it for sure.
Yeah, it would be. It would. I want to see like another. I want to see another like triple threat fatal 4-way. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
that's what I kind of want to see something like that.
Yeah, but the future is big for Quintero and HAW, and that's one place I can't wait. Like a lot of the talent that goes there, so like I can't wait to see more.
So you plan on sticking around with HAW or?
Yeah, you'll see me there more. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Okay.
He's like, I'm
Okay.
not revealing too much.
Hell yeah. I feel it. I respect it. I just try to get it on the inside scoops, when I can.
Got to try to slip the information if you can.
I mean, of course. I mean, these people go out here, put their bodies on the line, just to perform, just to do what they love. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a former skateboarder, you know what I'm saying? So it's different. It's different than skating, but it's also at the same time, it's the same thing. Like you're out here doing your best to compete, not only against just your opponent, but you're low key. You're actually competing against all these other people in the world
Yep.
in your area. So you know what I'm saying? Like when you get done with a show, yeah, you might have beat that opponent, but it was your show and was your match better than the next guy's and the next guy after that? Like, did you make a mark? These are all big things and big, pressures and weights on a wrestler's mind at all times, especially when they go out there to compete. Also, I gotta give kudos to y'all because it was hot as shit when y'all are out there, bro. Like it was hot as hell.
It was hot.
Like,
it was hot.
When
we got there early, it was hot as shit.
Me and Judas, we went out there and we set up the ring for you guys like the night before, and finished it the day of, and it was just like when I was in there, I was like, man, listen, bro, this mat is hot, bro. I was like, I don't know how they're gonna deal with this when they land on this, bro. It's gonna be like a frying pan for these people. So I don't know what the hell is gonna go on. So I'm like,
I've done a lot of outdoor shows where I'm kind of used to that. I know how it feels to be.
So do you prefer outdoor or indoor?
I prefer indoor, but I've done a lot of outdoor shows where I've experienced the hot mat.
I feel it.
I think this man's tired.
Hell yeah. I mean, training 5 days, working out 5 days a week, training 5 days a week, and only have 2 days off, and still you got other personal stuff to deal with. That's a lot. It's got to be a lot on a wrestler.
Yeah, I work a night shift job too, so that's what kills me more. But
yeah,
it is tiring. But I keep going because it's what I want.
Hell yeah. So how many promotions are you working right now?
I'm in a lot of promotions lately, to be honest, and the newest one about debut. I don't know if I'm gonna say their name right, but November 11th, it'll be me versus the Lizard Man at Berwyn Eagles Club for the first time performing in Berwyn Eagles Club. I live pretty close to it. It's a historic place for wrestling, and it's I think it's Mega Squared Circle. I think the promotion's called. I'm excited to debut there against a dude that I train with as well, and then it's gonna be a banger.
Where are they based out of?
The Berwyn Eagles Club.
Oh, Berwyn Eagles Club. Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of that one yet. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show. That's all I gotta say. It's gonna be a dope.
And you said what date was that?
November 11th.
November 11th. Okay. All right. Definitely be looking forward to that one for sure.
Yes.
Well, baby, I know you said you had 4 surprise questions. I've only counted 3, man.
I got 3 surprise questions tonight.
Hey, I only counted 2.
Yeah, here's the third right now.
Where the fuck did you learn to do math, bro? Fucking Iowa? You did that Iowa math, isn't it? That's that Iowa shit.
Where were you born at, Troy?
Huh?
Where were you born at?
Rock Island, Illinois.
I was born in Illinois too.
You know what I'm saying? We can count, motherfucker. Don't fucking start with me.
I'm from Southern Illinois.
You know what I'm saying? He's from Oblong. You feel me? Nobody knows where the fuck that even is.
So was there a favorite arena or an arena that you would love to perform in?
My favorite place I've ever performed at was I performed in front of Wrigley Field once. I was actually the main eventer with A and B, which is kind of funny that we were just not talking about them. The Wrigley Field is probably my biggest flex. I feel like that's a pretty cool thing to tell people, especially people who, we all live a life where it's normal people around us, people that don't really do anything, and getting told hey man, I'm a wrestler and I perform in front of Wrigley Field. But that's a badass flex in my opinion. I love performing at Talia Hall before in Chicago. That's a badass place. Their locker room is fucking sick. They treat us like fucking stars, dude. That place is the shit. Those are my favorite. I'd love to perform at Cicero Stadium someday, or the big stadiums here in Chicago, because obviously I live here. But that'd be a great place to perform at one day, and one day we'll slowly get there.
How do you deal with the pressure of the crowd and everything else?
Sometimes I'll be shitting my pants in the back, and I'm nervous. But I feel like if you weren't nervous, you're not excited, you don't want it. So
that's true.
I like it. I think it's that feeling of butterflies when you're like, holy fuck, I need to go out. It does get you nervous, and it kind of does stress you out a little bit, but then it's fun. Then when you get back after a match, you sit down, and you're like, damn, that was dope.
Hell yeah. So do you eat before a match? Do you eat anything the day before a match?
I don't eat big. I don't eat anything big before I go out, but afterwards I do eat a fuckload. I tend to eat a lot of protein. I do drink a lot of energy drinks before I go out.
Didn't need
But yeah,
that.
that's nothing big, not a big meal where I'm gonna be bloated looking. I'm trying to look nice out there and not look like a fat shit. So it's kind of like, yeah, you gotta look good.
I get that completely.
Sure.
Billy, I know you had some more questions written down. Go ahead, go through them, brother.
Oh shoot, that's about all I got in my arsenal at the moment.
Well, I know he can't reveal the next time he'll be at, an HAW event, but the next time we can see this man is November 11th.
Well, actually, this Saturday I'm performing at Rockford Damage Inc. against one of my trainers, the BOZ, and that's a match I'm very excited for this Saturday.
Okay.
You said you're competing this weekend at Rockford?
Yeah, every weekend I'm gonna have a show. So like this weekend at Rockford, I will be performing. It's a great show if you guys are free that day and want to go do something. A lot of CSW talent will be there, and there's also a death match after the main event. So, yes.
Have you ever partaken in a death match?
No.
Would you?
If there's a storyline with it, yes, but not just for free, not just something you do, in my opinion.
I feel it. I wouldn't want to get smacked with light bulbs, and I don't even know. Death matches can be pretty brutal depending on where you go to go see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not something I would sign myself up for. The longevity is definitely not in death matches.
Yes.
I don't know how the fuck people do that shit.
I'm not. It's one match type I would never do is as a death match.
No, not at all. And I don't know. Would you get paid extra for a death match, or would that be about the same amount?
I don't know how that works. I've never done one, so yeah, I gotta know how to answer that.
I feel you. I wouldn't take too much interest in it either, brother. Trust me.
Okay. All right. Well, Big Baby, you got anything else here?
I think we're coming to that time where we're going to give our shout outs and our final goodbyes.
All right. So shout out tonight to Rafael Quintero, man. We appreciate you coming on the show, man. We love your performances. Keep it up, man. The sky's the limit for you, man. So thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, and also thank the three of you guys for having me on here. This is my second podcast, and I honestly enjoy them a lot. So, like, thank you. And whenever you guys want me back,
anytime, man.
Whenever you guys want me back, let me know, or we can even have a post interview recorded after the next time you guys see me. But definitely, anytime. I enjoy podcasts.
We could definitely do that for you. No problem. Because I was about to say, man, next time I see you at an event, I'm gonna damn near be following you around with the camera, bro. I'm gonna damn near be your cameraman.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna fuck around and get yelled at by somebody, bro. I'm gonna get in trouble this time. Get all that footage.
Yep, absolutely.
So my honorable mention has to go out to Rafael. You've been a great guest. You've definitely enlightened me on a lot of newer stuff, a lot of newer information that I did not know of how it went and how, the point of view and perspective was inside the wrestling game. So it has been very informative, and I definitely appreciate your time on here. And we can definitely arrange something where we can do another post interview like after a match.
Definitely, man. Just let me know. My messages are always open for you guys.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Big Baby.
My shout out goes to you, sir. What a performer you are, man. Sky's the limit. Keep it up. I could definitely see you in NXT. Don't give up, man. And I'll love to have you back on the show.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you guys a lot so much, man. It means a lot. Your guys' words and the time spent here, man. I really enjoy it.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing you at the next HAW show as well.
Yeah, bro. You can show us thanks by putting more championship gold on your ways, bro.
Definitely, son. We're gonna keep working harder, man.
Just pass the word around about us, about Wrestling with Bros. The more people share and talk about us, the bigger, more people are going to know about us, and the more people we can bring on here, man, because we just love having guests. So,
hell yeah,
man.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
All right.
Well, I'm Big Baby Ben.
Juice Black.
Troy Black, baby.
This has been another amazing episode of Wrestling with Bros. Thank you, Rafael.